faithfully sharing value, exploring great books worldwide. Hi, this is Sally talking books. Today, I'm sharing insights from the book Parenting Basics with the subtitle Find Good Methods, Be Relaxed Parents. The authors are a couple, Gao Zihong and Xu Jiming, both graduates of top universities and big names in advertising and publishing. In parenting circles, they go by True Heart Parents. True Heart comes from their sons' names. The older is Tianjin, meaning innocent, and the younger is Kaoshin, meaning happy. This couple is incredibly self-reliant and independent. After their kids were born, they didn't get help from grandparents or hire babysitters, and it was only for about 3 years total. Between work and raising kids, they always managed to strike a balance smoothly. For them, the parenting principle is when kids are independent, parents can relax. They raised super independent and healthy children while launching 2 startups. Lots of people wonder how on earth did they pull off this ideal setup? All right, next up, I'll break down the book with 3 key questions. First, why let kids make their own decisions? Second, in which areas should kids learn to be independent? Third, what role should parents play as kids become independent? Let's dive into the first question. Why encourage kids' independence? Truth is, not every parent is on board with kids calling the shots. Many parents see kids with strong opinions as disobedient, thinking they'll be tougher to handle later on. But the true heart parents disagree. They believe independent kids are more self-reliant and assertive. For example, young folks pressured into marriage might not struggle to find partners, but actually don't know who they want to be with. Or young parents relying on grandparents might not be incapable or too busy, but just avoiding tough situations. If kids make their own choices early on, they'll build decision skills faster, handle life better, and grow into independent adults. Some parents fear that letting kids decide might make them spoiled, stubborn, and selfish. Not at all. On the contrary, a child's willfulness, bias, and selfishness are often caused by parents not letting them make their own decisions, like when they throw tantrums in toy stores, embarrassing their parents. A child who's dragged away must have had something they really wanted to buy, but the parents wouldn't allow it. A child who sneaks to watch TV when parents aren't home must often be restricted by parents from watching it. So the child uses willfulness and stubbornness to resist. Therefore, if parents give the initiative to the child will actually become more reasonable. Moreover, independent children are more responsible. Decision-making is always linked to responsibility. You have to be accountable for your own choices. Letting children decide for themselves cultivates a sense of courage to take responsibility. Take eating, the most common thing. Many parents prepare meals based on their own preferences, but kids refuse this or that. Yet, this doesn't happen in the true heart parents' home. The reason is, at every meal, the true heart parents let the kids order their own food. Each family member chooses one dish they want, but whatever they pick, they can't swap it if it doesn't taste good. Through such daily details, children learn what choice entails, make decisions more carefully, and are less likely to develop a habit of shirking responsibility. Nowadays, many people say they have decision anxiety. Either they can't weigh pros and cons when faced with choices, or they fear taking responsibility for the outcomes. Actually, this is all a result of not being independent enough from childhood. Therefore, fostering independence early has many benefits. Independent kids aren't disobedient. Instead, they're more reasonable, independent, and responsible. So, in which areas should parents teach children to be independent? This is the second question we'll cover today. First, let children be independent in daily life. This is fundamental. Essentially, it's about kids learning to do their own things. The true heart parents suggest that when children act independently, parents should be helpers, not supervisors. Parents can assist when kids face difficulties or dangers, rather than constantly reminding them how to do things. Imagine when you're working, someone's always hovering and giving instructions. How would you feel? So, the more adults talk, the lower the child's enthusiasm for doing things themselves. Some parents worry if adults aren't supervising, what if the child doesn't do well enough? The true heart parents' approach is to suggest, not criticize. For example, if a child's backpack is messy, parents shouldn't rush to fix it or hover saying, "Look at that messy bag. Can you even find anything useful?" Instead, suggest better ways to organize the backpack. For instance, teach them simple categorization. Group books together, notebooks together. This makes the bag tidier and items easier to find. Meanwhile, when kids show interest in chores, parents must protect that enthusiasm and curiosity. Recall this scene: adults busy making dumplings at home. The child wants to join, kneading dough, mixing filling, then shaping a lopsided dumpling like adults. If adults say, "You're too young for this," or "Oh dear, stop making a mess," this crushes their initiative and triggers defiance, leading to more mischief. Better to patiently guide them correctly. Soon you'll find the more chores kids are allowed to help with, the more attentively they learn. When kids master daily independence, parents should foster self-directed learning by school age. Achieving this saves parents much worry. Parents' first step is making children love reading. Reading underpins all learning. It builds knowledge, comprehension, and crucially, subtly teaches self-education. Thus, nurturing a love for reading is vital for independent learning. So, how should parents cultivate reading? The True Heart parents offer tips. First method: from age 2 to 3, help children form a close bond with books. Initially, they focused on sparking interest, no forced literacy or academic goals. They selected books with beautiful illustrations and minimal text, reading key parts to nurture curiosity and imagination. They provide kids with a dedicated bookshelf and reading space, which enhances the sense of ritual in reading. And teaching children to organize books helps cultivate categorization skills. Most importantly, give children the right to choose their own books. True Heart parents suggest parents gently guide kids toward humanities and science books that broaden their general knowledge. The second method: they generally don't explain during reading unless the child asks questions first. Kids understand books through their innocent, untarnished nature, while adult interpretations often carry unconscious biases, confining children's thinking and hindering their imagination. The third method: if parents develop reading habits themselves and actively share insights with kids, it subtly influences them. Plus, no matter how naive or extreme a child's question, parents shouldn't criticize or dismiss them initially. If parents brainstorm together like a discussion group, guiding kids toward the right answers, this boosts children's desire to read and express themselves. Once kids gradually absorb knowledge through reading and befriend books, their knowledge and critical thinking will grow tremendously. Yet many parents fret. Kids love reading extracurricular books but dislike studying, though this love can be cultivated. Based on True Heart parents' advice, I've organized a 4 don'ts principle. First, don't hover over homework from start to finish. From day 1 of school, tell your child, completing homework well and on time is your responsibility, not mom and dad's. Many parents think daily supervision equals responsibility. Actually, this implies, "I don't trust you to do it alone." As this message sinks in, kids genuinely lose the ability to work independently. Thus, fostering independent homework habits saves parents time and greatly aids children's future learning. Some parents worry, if I don't supervise, what if they miss assignments? The True Heart parents' approach is still hands-off. Let kids face the consequences themselves. Being scolded by teachers or having parents called to school, these are the child's own responsibilities to handle. Kids have self-respect and the ability to self-correct. Facing consequences teaches responsibility and genuine commitment to learning. If a child truly struggles with homework, the true heart parents will help wholeheartedly, but they tell kids when stuck, brainstorm first. Only ask parents after genuine effort fails. If parents react to such requests with exaggerated fear, oh no, I can't solve this, or wow, elementary problems are so hard, you've not only ruined your image, but also destroyed your child's trust. So, if stumped, say, I need to research this, then promptly find answers through resources or experts before explaining. Second principle, never interrupt during study or play. Sustained focus on any activity builds concentration. Only through uninterrupted practice can kids gradually extend their attention span. And thus, many attention issues in kids are actually caused by adults. For example, while a child plays intently, parents repeatedly nag about homework. But during homework, parents constantly interrupt, offering fruit, checking thirst, or covering to supervise. Imagine writing a report while a colleague keeps interrupting. How would that feel? Kids feel the same. Their attention fragments each time forced to shift focus to parents. This inevitably destroys their ability to concentrate deeply. True Hard, they suggest building focus habits in daily life. Just as they never use phones during meals, kids can't read or play with toys while eating. Also, focus on building patience in kids to extend their concentration. For example, True Heart parents encourage playing with Legos, model building, and assembling IKEA furniture together, all great patience building activities. Third principle, stop forcing constant studying. Give them rest and playtime to help reset for optimal learning. In their home, weekdays after school and around meals are for rest, play, or reading. Kids decide homework start time based on workload. Sometimes starting at 7, sometimes 7:30. Weekends are mostly rest after homework, sleeping in, 2 hours computer time, optional naps, homework in afternoon or evening, free time otherwise. To boost learning efficiency, cultivate good habits, not longer study hours that steal playtime. Fourth, don't blindly prioritize test scores. How to rationally discuss grades with kids. True Heart parents offer parents 3 tips. First, focus on personal gaps, not scores. Test results reflect regular study habits. Poor grades aren't bad, they're opportunities to identify weaknesses. Help kids bridge gaps, adjust habits, and pinpoint focus areas. Second, discuss grades only with the child. Avoid teacher meetings unless critical. Praise more, criticize less. Emotionally, never compare to others. Third, never demoralize them. If parents say, with scores this bad, you still want outings or toys, such words deepen frustration and encourage giving up. In short, when fostering independent learning, be patient. Observe study habits, trust kids to manage work, offer timely help, and protect focus time. And don't obsess over scores. Help kids improve efficiency and progress at their own pace. Also, guide children to read more. Long term, this builds concentration, comprehension, and independent thinking, all crucial skills. Beyond life and study independence, parents should foster emotional autonomy too. Specifically, let kids freely express feelings and build close bonds with both family and strangers. True Heart parents believe emotional autonomy's core is teaching kindness to everyone, family or strangers. Obviously, just telling them isn't enough. In daily life, consciously guide them like how they think every delivery person and step aside for cleaners. When their kids were young, they'd remind them to help, say, pressing elevator buttons for someone holding a baby. And through these small acts, kids learn kindness naturally. For families with 2 kids, helping siblings bond is another key focus. The book offers practical advice on this too. For example, if the older child acts out after the baby arrives, tantrums, toy throwing, school refusal, don't be alarmed. It's attention-seeking behavior. Parents must acknowledge the older child's sense of loss, guide patiently, and show extra gentleness and attention. Moms especially should spend quality time with the older child, not scold them as difficult, and create sibling alone time to foster mutual reliance and closeness. All right, that covers fostering independence in daily life, learning, and emotions. So, what should parents do while raising independent kids? True Heart parents share four core rules in the book. First, be parents who never stop growing. Elders say, no matter how old, children remain kids to parents. True emotionally, but if parents keep controlling kids regardless of age, the relationship will suffer. So if parents accept their child's growth and flexibly adjust parenting methods according to developmental stages, they'll definitely help kids become independent sooner. Second rule, free up maximum time to be with kids and interact more. For example, chatting together, really listening, playing fun little games. In our perception, moms bear primary child rearing responsibility in most families, while dads focus more on earning income and less on parenting. So, how can moms get dads more involved in parenting? I've summarized True Heart Parents' experience into three great tips. Tip one, create more opportunities for dad's involvement. From pregnancy onward, engage dad to be with the baby. This builds his caregiving habits gradually. True Heart Mom's approach. Both partners read books and discuss pregnancy matters together. This helps the couple quickly transition into parent to be mode. After birth, she creates dad participation opportunities, like not using grandparents for childcare, so bathing, diapering, lotioning, and massaging naturally become dad's tasks. Tip two, never discourage dad's enthusiasm. How to spark his involvement. Crucially, no matter how clumsy dad is, mom shouldn't criticize. Like when dad puts diapers on backwards, makes formula too hot, dresses baby inside out, or chooses mismatched outfits, no complaints allowed. As long as dads show interest, moms should warmly encourage and praise them. Remember, most parenting dads are trained and developed by moms. Three, ease dad's financial pressure. Money is unavoidable in child rearing. True Heart Mom believes if health allows, don't quit work too early before delivery. Moderate activity benefits both baby and mother. Post-birth moms can return to work when appropriate, easing financial stress while supporting long-term family stability and marital health. The third role of True Heart parents is to give children full respect. Children are independent individuals. Parents should give them maximum freedom and not always plan their lives. In daily life, parents can communicate with children in a gentle tone, avoid overly harsh speech, and focus on quality over quantity of words. Therefore, excessive, meaningless nagging only lowers the quality of family education. The final rule is to communicate equally with children. The most crucial part is for parents to learn to listen. When children speak, parents should stop work, look at them with a smile, and respond actively to communicate sincerely. Parents should also pay attention to how they speak daily, avoiding words that hurt children. For example, if you keep this up, mom won't like you anymore, and so on. By doing this, you'll get a sunnier, happier child. True Heart Parents' book, Parenting Basics, encapsulates their thoughts and insights from over a decade of raising and witnessing their two children grow. Raising children is a responsibility and choice. Letting children be independent is respect and trust. Moving towards independence and autonomy are signs of a child's maturity and also an inevitable path for parents' self-growth and maturity. That concludes our interpretation of Parenting Basics. The reading notes are below the audio. We'll meet again with the next good book.